The gates of our secret garden are now open. Welcome to the monastery lost in the woods. That hidden place where you and me are going to sit together and have a chat in peace. Tonight, under a full moon, we are going to talk about envy. Have you ever wondered why envy is such a universal emotion? It's fascinating, isn't it? This emotion, this desire for what others have, is something we've all felt. It's as common as love or fear, but why? Well, it's deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. You see, our ancestors, in their struggle for survival, were driven by the need to acquire what others had. Food, shelter, mates. These were the prizes in the game of life. And envy was the motivator. It pushed them to strive, to compete, to improve. And so, over countless generations, this potent emotion became ingrained in our nature. Today, envy continues to be a driving force behind our behavior and ambition, shaping our societies and our lives in profound ways. So, when we feel that twinge of envy, it's not merely a personal failing, it's a testament to our shared history as a species. Envy, it seems, is a part of our very DNA. So where does envy originate and how does it impact us? Let's delve into the psyche and journey back to our formative years. Envy, like many emotions, first takes root in early childhood. It's when we start comparing our toys, our treats, our attention with those of our peers. We begin to gauge our self-worth and satisfaction through the lens of these comparisons, and thus the seeds of envy are sown. Fast forward to adulthood, and these seeds have grown into sturdy, often thorny vines. Envy can cloud our judgment, taint our relationships, and burden our mental health. It can lead to resentment, bitterness, even self-destruction, but on the flip side, it can also fuel ambition, inspire us to strive harder, to reach higher. The key lies in recognizing and managing this emotion. Envy can be a powerful motivator, but it can also be a destructive force. Envy isn't just a personal experience, it's a historical force. As we delve into the annals of history, we find that envy has been a pivot around which many momentous events have swiveled. It has spurred wars, toppled empires, and shaped the course of civilizations. Consider the infamous tale of Cain and Abel, the first recorded act of envy that led to fratricide. Fast forward to the Roman Empire, where envy within the Senate was a catalyst for the assassination of Julius Caesar. It was not just the desire for power, but the envy of Caesar's popularity that led to this bloody coup. In the 19th century, industrial rivalry, fueled by envy, sparked the infamous feud between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla, which revolutionized our world. Envy, while often destructive, has also been a propellant for progress, pushing individuals and societies to strive for more. History shows us that envy can shape the course of events. Did you know that envy isn't unique to humans? That's right, it's not just us who experience the green-eyed monster. Animals, too, exhibit behaviors that suggest a form of envy. Take, for example, the case of birds. When a bird sees its mate sharing food with another, it reacts, often aggressively, indicating a possible sense of injustice or envy. In the realm of primates, researchers have noted similar behaviors. A monkey may react negatively if it perceives another monkey getting a better reward for the same task. It's as if they're saying, "Hey, that's not fair." These behaviors hint at envy being deeply rooted in survival mechanisms, pushing organisms to strive for resources, mates, and status. It's a fascinating glimpse into how this emotion might have evolved and the role it plays in the natural world. So we see that envy is not a human monopoly. Even in the wild, envy plays a role. Envy is more than just wanting what someone else has. It's a complex emotion that burrows deep into our psyche, setting off a chain reaction of negative feelings. Imagine being trapped in a whirlpool of inferiority, a vortex where every achievement of others feels like a personal failure. That's the psychological impact of envy. But it doesn't stop there. This feeling of inferiority often morphs into resentment. You start to harbor ill feelings towards those who have what you desire, even if they've done nothing wrong. It's an unfair judgment, yet it's a common consequence of envy. And then, there's the potential for aggression. Fueled by resentment, envy can spark conflicts, damaging relationships, and even leading to harmful actions. It's a destructive force that feeds on negativity and dissatisfaction. So, you see, envy is not just a fleeting desire. It's a deep-rooted emotion that can significantly impact our mental health and behavior. Unchecked envy can lead to a downward spiral of negativity. What happens when envy infiltrates our relationships? Imagine the bond between two people, strong and unyielding, suddenly splintered by the insidious force of envy. It's like an invisible poison seeping into the very fabric of the relationship, corrupting trust and distorting communication. The green-eyed monster doesn't just lurk in the shadows, it takes center stage. It fosters suspicion, breeds resentment, and fosters a cycle of negativity that can be hard to break. The emotional well-being of both parties starts to crumble under the weight of unspoken comparisons and simmering resentments. Trust, the bedrock of any relationship, erodes as envy's influence grows. Communication, once open and honest, becomes guarded, laced with hidden meanings and unspoken insecurities. The relationship, once a haven of mutual respect and understanding, turns into a battleground of unfulfilled desires and resentments. Envy is not just a feeling, it's a force that left unchecked can transform even the most loving relationships into toxic wastelands. Family is where we first learn about envy. It's in the heart of sibling rivalries, where the desire for parental attention often fuels feelings of jealousy and resentment. It's in the comparisons we make, perhaps inadvertently, between our achievements and those of our siblings or cousins. Envy can seep into the most loving of households, turning harmonious living into a battlefield of emotions. But it's not all doom and gloom. Where there's conflict, there's also the potential for resolution. Open communication is key. It's about acknowledging these feelings, discussing them openly, and understanding that each family member is unique with their own strengths and weaknesses. It involves fostering an environment of mutual respect and admiration, rather than competition. Strategies such as family counseling and mediation can also be effective in resolving envy-driven conflict within families. By addressing these issues head-on, we can transform the destructive force of envy into a catalyst for improved understanding and stronger familial bonds. Even within families, envy can be managed and overcome. Imagine a world defined by envy. It's a place where the constant undercurrent of comparison fuels an insatiable hunger for more. It's a world where the value of a person is measured not by their character, but by their possessions, their status, their achievements. In such a world, competition becomes the norm, not the exception. The race to outdo each other escalates, driving innovation, yes, but also deepening inequality. The gap between those who have and those who covet widens, creating a rift that breeds resentment and conflict. And what of harmony, of unity? They become casualties in this relentless pursuit of more. Because when envy rules, contentment is a stranger. Satisfaction is fleeting, replaced by the gnawing feeling that someone, somewhere, has something you don't. This is the potential consequence of a society driven by envy. It's a world out of balance, teetering on the edge of self-destruction. Envy doesn't just affect individuals, it shapes societies. It's a key player in our world's consumer culture, driving the need to have what others possess. This desire fuels economies, pushing innovation and development forward, but at what cost? Envy also influences social norms. It sets standards of success and achievement, often based on material wealth and status. It's a yardstick that measures worth, creating disparities and divisions among us. Moreover, envy plays a role in progress. It can act as a motivator, sparking competition and ambition. On the flip side, it can also breed resentment and conflict, hindering cooperation and collective growth. We see envy's touch in art, in literature, in politics, and even in our day-to-day interactions. It's woven into the fabric of our societies, subtly shaping the way we think, behave, and relate to each other. Envy's grip on society is far-reaching and profound. It's a force that drives us, divides us, but also in some ways defines us. So how do we confront this powerful emotion? We start by recognizing that envy, like all emotions, isn't inherently bad. It's what we do with it that matters. A key strategy for coping with envy is mindfulness, being present in the moment. This allows us to observe our feelings without judgment, giving us the space to understand why we're feeling envious and what we can learn from it. Next, we practice self-compassion. It's okay to feel envy. It's a human emotion that we all experience at some point. Instead of beating ourselves up over it, we should extend to ourselves the same kindness and understanding we would to a friend in the same situation. Finally, we cultivate gratitude. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we shift our attention to what we have. This shift in perspective can dramatically reduce feelings of envy. Confronting envy requires courage and self-awareness, but with practice, we can transform it into a force for growth and self-improvement. Empathy is the antidote to envy. An elegant solution to an age-old problem, empathy lies at the heart of mitigating envy. It's about stepping into another's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes, and understanding their experiences. When we develop empathy, we start to recognize the struggles behind others' successes, the hard work, the sacrifices, and the setbacks. It's no longer a case of they have what I want, but they have achieved something great, and I understand how hard they worked for it. Envy can be corrosive, eating away at our happiness and straining our relationships. But empathy replaces that bitterness with understanding, fostering stronger connections and improving our own well-being. It's a transformative shift, one that takes effort, yes, but the rewards are immeasurable. So let's cultivate empathy. Let's understand and appreciate the journey of others. Let's replace envy with compassion and admiration. Empathy allows us to celebrate others' successes rather than envy them. There's a path to transcending envy, and it starts with gratitude. The act of cultivating gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It's a profound shift in focus from what our lives lack to the abundance that's already present. In giving thanks for the bounty of life, we discover a powerful antidote to envy: contentment. Contentment doesn't mean settling for less, but rather finding joy in what we have. It's about appreciating the simple pleasures, celebrating personal achievements, and cherishing the precious moments that enrich our lives. When we learn to savor these experiences, envy loses its grip. Cultivating gratitude and contentment requires practice. It's a journey, not a destination. But as we begin to appreciate our own unique path, envy fades into the background. We stop comparing our lives to others and start living for ourselves. Transcending envy is about finding joy in our own journey. Imagine a life free from envy. Picture a world where you are no longer caught in the snare of comparison, where the success of others fuels your inspiration rather than breeding resentment. This is not a far-fetched dream, but a reality within your grasp. When we let go of envy, we open the door to inner peace. We allow ourselves to feel contentment in our own journey, reveling in our unique path. We begin to understand that fulfillment is not a race, but a personal pursuit. In this space, personal growth flourishes. We become more receptive to life's lessons, more resilient in the face of challenges. We learn to celebrate others without diminishing our own light. This is not a journey without obstacles, but it is one worth taking. As we peel away the layers of envy, we find ourselves at the heart of it all, authentically us. Freedom from envy is a path to self-discovery and growth. Envy is evolving, and so are our perspectives on it. As we delve deeper into the human psyche, we're starting to see envy not just as a destructive force, but as a mirror reflecting our deepest desires and insecurities. It's a complex emotion, woven into the very fabric of our being, and it's not going away anytime soon. Over time, our understanding of envy has shifted. We've moved from seeing it as a purely negative emotion to recognizing its role as a motivator, a catalyst for change, and even a tool for self-improvement. Yes, envy can lead to resentment, hostility, even violence. But it can also spur us to strive, to reach for more, to better ourselves. Looking ahead, the future of envy is intriguing. As society continues to evolve, so too will our relationship with this potent emotion. Perhaps we'll learn to harness its power, to use it as a compass, guiding us towards our true selves. The future of envy is in our hands. Let's envision a world without envy, a world where contentment reigns and comparison loses its sting. Without the green-eyed monster clouding our vision, we could see ourselves and others more clearly, appreciating each individual's unique journey. We'd revel in each other's successes, rather than viewing them as a threat to our own worth. Yet it's essential to acknowledge the challenges of this utopia. Envy, in its raw form, is a beacon, lighting up our desires, ambitions, and the areas we need to work on. Without it, would we still strive to improve? Or would we become complacent, stagnating in a pool of contentment? The lessons we've unraveled throughout our journey with envy are invaluable. They've taught us about empathy, gratitude, and the importance of inner peace. It's not about eradicating envy entirely, but understanding, managing, and transforming it into a positive force. Envy's absence may seem utopian, but it's a vision worth striving for. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. For a more personal connection, please visit our Patreon community. Links available under this episode's notes. Unlock exclusive content by visiting our Patreon today. The gates of our secret garden are now closed.